Tom, what's your take on this? What's your perspective about who's overseeing this?
Well, look, I think the best thing that could happen to us is that Kamala Harris has nothing to do with this. Look, this is the same senator who compared ICE to the KKK. She has wrote legislation to reward illegal behavior, those who come to the country illegally. She supports sanctuary cities. She vilified the Border Patrol and said they mistreated migrants during the last surge. You know, so it's obvious that she's the wrong person to be doing this. If they want someone to address this crisis, what the president should be doing is talking to the chief patrol agent of the United States Border Patrol, who has dealt with this his whole career. Let him do what he needs to do. Let him actually enforce laws of this country, and let him, change the policies he needs to get this border back secure.
Tom, who do you think is the right person to sort of oversee everything at the very big macro level here? We know that Customs and Border Patrol plays a big part, as does now in this administration HHS. Is there a single government official that you think is best positioned to manage and oversee everything and report directly to President Biden?
Not in this administration. Look, this administration has shown they have no intention of enforcing the law. Under the Trump administration, we secured the border. We arrested those that enter illegally. We detained them. We gave them due process to see a judge. When 90% of Central Americans who claim fear at the border never get relief. They all get remove orders, and ICE removed them. And when that happened, when we enforced the law and showed a consequence to deterrence, the numbers went down on the border. But this administration has made it clear. They've already gutted ICE, took away 90% of their authority. ICE isn't removing these people. And the Border Patrol, instead of having an enforcement posture, Border Patrol stations are now welcoming centers, and they're being instructed to release these people into the U.S. with COVID, sometimes with COVID, as quick as possible. Detention is not an option. Enforcement is no longer an option under this administration.
So you're there right now with this delegation of 17 Republican lawmakers. Tell us your impressions from being on the ground so far, and tell us the main differences you see, Tom, between now, today, and the last time you were at this spot on the border.
Well, under the Obama administration, we had another family surge, and we stopped it. We stopped it, like I said earlier, by enforcing the laws of this country. And now I started my career in the Border Patrol back in 1984, so I spent my entire career on immigration enforcement. I can tell you the first night I was here, I went out into a place called La Jolla, and within 10 minutes I see a group of about 80 family units being detained by the Border Patrol, and within the next 10 minutes another 7 come up, another 8 come up. It was almost like that movie The Field of Dreams. Instead of coming out of the corn, they were coming out of the brush, turning themselves over to the Border Patrol. Within 10 minutes they had 100 family units in custody. Then I saw some activity about a half mile down the dirt road. I went down there, and there's another 100 in custody, women and children. And let me say what the most important thing I saw. Now, the Biden administration said they got a humane policy. The only humanity I saw, the only compassion I saw, were the men and women of the Border Patrol that actually were hugging these children. I saw a big, brawly Border Patrol get on his knees to talk to a little girl, 7-year-old girl that was crying. And within a couple of minutes, he got her to crack a smile on her face. These men and women of the Border Patrol are in a difficult position. And the other day, their commander-in-chief made a comment they were watching children die of starvation on the riverbank and doing nothing about it, which is disgrace and disrespectful to every man and woman that wears that uniform that saved over 4,000 migrant lives last year. I saw compassion. I saw compassion from the Border Patrol. The policies of this administration has already caused the separation of nearly 18,000 families, where parents are putting their children in the arms of criminal cartels to be smuggled in the United States. 31% of women get sexually assaulted. Children die. Another child died the other day drowned in a river. The policies of this administration are going to result in open borders and more immigrant deaths coming across that border.
Tom, thanks for taking time out of this tour you're doing with lawmakers. We hope you see some more compassion today along the southern border. We wish you the best going forward. We'd love to get you back on to hear your thoughts once the trip is wrapped up. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for having me.